Are we in? Yes, we are
Yes.
live.
We are
Welcome to
live.
the Three Marketeers Show. Awesome.
Episode
So this is our
48.
there we go.
Before we
There
hit
we
the
go.
big 50.
Yeah, the episode number reader over there. It's episode 48. We are two
Awesome.
episodes away from 50, which is, we set to hit 100. And we are almost halfway through. So yeah, welcome to the show. If you're watching the replay, thank you for joining the Three Marketer Show. What we do is very simple. We go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time to interview some business owners, digital marketers mainly, and some interesting people to learn from them. So in the past 48 weeks, this is the 48. In the past 47 weeks, most of the episodes we have got, some guests. And today we have a very special guest. We have Ken from Kapas Living. And he's going to share with us a very interesting story. But before that, I would like to quickly get you to do a few things. Basically, if you are new to the channel or if you're watching this on the Facebook page, remember to hit subscribe and follow so that you'll be notified as and when we go live. Remember, we do this every Wednesday night. And as we are doing this, you may post your questions anytime in the comment section and we will put it up. We'll actually pick them up and, we get the guests to answer the questions. And even if you're watching the replay, you may still comment because we will come back from time to time to see if there's anything, and who knows, we might bring the guest back one day, right? Then we will actually present. So if you are new to us, I'm Jason. I'm the host of the show, and I have my partners here, my guy that are on my top up there. That's Andrew. Andrew is from Malaysia. Andrew is an email marketing specialist, and the guy, today now he is going to be on purple all the time already because last week we were just talking about purple represent wisdom. So then he ditched away. His habit of wearing the yellow color for the past 46 episodes. 46 episodes he wear yellow. And out of sudden he changed and it looks like it's going to stick. Okay, so that's Manfred from Singapore. And we have Ken here. Ken is from Kapas Living. Ken has got a very, very interesting so-called business because we're just discussing at the backstage, right? He actually started a so-called, this is what we call what is the category already, Ken, if you don't mind? This is
bedding products?
Bedding products, right?
Yeah.
Bedding products. Luxury bedding products.
Yeah.
In a year. It's about a year. Okay. And he actually built a double-digit growth kind of thing. It's kind of like you're not even from this industry, right, Ken?
No, absolutely not. It's actually quite I was taken by surprise as well. And I think end of the day, it's because people really, really like our product. So thanks to all the people who support us.
Awesome. Definitely, because if you have a premium product, if you have a good product, then people will definitely love, right? So before we go into the first question, let's have our... Okay, TY is back to be number one here.
Hello, TY.
TY is our good friend. So TY usually is our first commentator over here. So yeah, as obviously this is stuck with him already. So he thought Manfred is the guest today. Oh, come on.
Later.
Tomorrow.
One day
next time you wear pink already. You got to wear pink color.
TikTok. Yeah. Because Manfred is our TikTok guy.
Yeah, Manfred is our TikTok guy, by the way. If you want to learn TikTok, learn from this guy, right? And a lot more things, basically. So over back to Ken. Okay, so Ken's brand is Kapas Living, which is essentially like what he mentioned just now, is premium bedding products. Like, as we already kind of like touch base on that, right? He wasn't in this industry at all, previously, right? So how did you get started? What's the story like?
Yeah. So initially we run another company called Plush as well. So in Plush, what happens is that we manage homes for Airbnb management. So we will need to buy bed sheets, right? And when we go out to buy bed sheets, we found that we would go to places like IKEA, which was cheap. And then the first time we took it back, we put it in the wash because we sent it to a commercial wash. Well, they don't really last at all. It kind of get ripped to shreds. One-time use.
Yes.
But then we started to look a bit more, and it's like, hey, to get good quality sheets, then you go to the department store and you see what's out there. And then you notice that, hey, there's a big gap in the market for, really good quality stuff that, people will be willing to pay for. So, then we spent about, I think, 2 years. 2 years since we first touch base with our manufacturer, designing and perfecting the whole product before actually launching. Yeah. So then I think pandemic hit, then we were like, okay, we need to start doing this now. So we put pedal to the metal and then we started on it.
it's a very interesting switch. It's kind of like it was really like seeding for you guys for 2 years before, and the timing was just hit. The timing was just become like the best timing at all. Because obviously, if you're still operating an Airbnb kind of like management business, right? Definitely, it's kind of like badly hit, or is it the other way around? Terrible.
Terribly hit, right? So at least this
So,
gives you another outlet to focus a bit of your energy.
So yeah, I mean that's badly hit, right? At least we can actually shift the whole thing over and focus on growing this part of the business. So as we know, I mean, how did all, as in like when you were saying that you just launched in about a year time. So I mean, why? Because you just feel that everything's right? Because you have gotten the control of the quality and the manufacturing, and of course you just basically just start.
Yeah, pretty much it. We tested with a small batch. So with bed sheets, you kind of need to bring in a quite a sizable amount to start. And by the time we realized that people were really liking our products, we were already almost sold out. So we had to scale back our sales in like March and April. So we kind of took off, like we started to spend like 100 ringgit per day for ads. Everything was scaled down.
Wow.
That's a nice problem to have.
It's a good problem.
It's a good problem.
Right.
It's a good problem because you get to like, wow, okay, we can't cope this thing, right? Actually, I heard similar story from another student of mine, but nonetheless, in Malaysia, this is a bit rare, to be frank. Because one thing good about that is
bad, lah. We were probably bad at managing our logistics, lah. That's
you're starting out. It's all part of puzzle of learning because you're not in this business before.
Yeah,
correct.
I don't think this is your fault, but okay. So how did you start as in your e-commerce site? Did you start on the marketplace or your website? So that's why we want to bring me back to this question, which is like, we understand that you started on a website basis, and we also understand that you have a presence of marketplace. So how does both side play for you?
I think for us, it was very obvious for us that we needed to have a very heavy focus on our web store, because our own web store allows us to tell the story on why the sheets are so much better. We get to control the narrative, and we don't kind of lose their attention as it's surfing and searching for other things, right? Whereas if we take into perspective, like, okay, we're going to pump a lot of money into the marketplace, it's a lot harder to build a brand there. That's in our opinion, that's what we thought was the right move.
Okay.
Plus the fact that actually for website you can do retargeting. If people leave, you still can retarget them. For Shopee, Lazada, challenging lah.
Definitely. So I just want to quickly bring up the website, which we have actually kind of prepared just now. Right? Definitely, I can see that this is pretty much like very nicely done. And you're saying that, yes, I think it's very important because I definitely agree that you definitely have a bigger challenge in terms of doing storytelling when you are selling on the marketplace. But after being in the market for about a year right now, how do you feel about the balance of the market whereby selling on your own e-commerce website versus selling on marketplace? Since you're on both platforms, as in like you are in both marketplace, as in like you are in this is Shopee, right? You're just going through a bit of a store, and then this is on the Lazada side, and obviously all are actually pretty well done. Since you're on all these platforms, what is the feel like? I mean, what is the direction? As in like how many percent are actually coming from which side of it, and why are you thinking that? I mean, probably maybe like on a certain angle, it's not as performing. What is the balance like?
I think our guest has some connection issues.
Okay.
He's coming back. Hello.
Coming back. Sorry. We lost Ken a bit for connection issue. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we were just asking because you're selling on the marketplace as well as your own website.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the balance? As in, like, first thing first, which side gives you more sales and why?
For sure, I think our own site definitely drives more sales, because I think Manfred mentioned something quite important that I kind of forgot. Is that our
Retargeting.
marketing and our targeting and our able to identify our audiences right even before they enter the marketplace is actually super important, right? So that's primarily where we get a lot of our acquisition of customers.
Okay, so marketplace wasn't that performing.
It's hard to differentiate yourself from the crowd, or at least that's how I find, because our products are are not very expensive, are more on the premium side of things.
Premium side.
So to be able to differentiate yourself there, it's much easier if you have the brand recognition.
And it's also quite noisy on the marketplace as well.
Just to add, I'm also a typical Shopee buyer. So when I go Shopee, I look for the cheapest. So a bit mismatched in terms of the customers and your product. Not exactly the right place to sell for your product.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I would definitely agree with Ken that if you have a presence, right, if you already have a brand positioning, and when you go back to the marketplace, then you will be able to gain different kind of traction. Like for example, just talking about, I actually buy Muji stuff on Shopee. I spend quite a fair bit actually buying Muji stuff on Shopee. Why? Because instead of going to their store, I go to the store and look at the product, and I probably just place my order on Shopee. Why? Because first,
is the price the same for both?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time it's the same. In fact, sometimes it's even cheaper. They have special day only for like the online presence on Shopee and all that. But the thing here is they don't even have their own website. They're not selling on their website is not selling. I don't think their website is selling. It's not an e-commerce website. But they mainly put their presence on Shopee. Like the other brand that I kind of like also shop often is Daiso. Daiso is also only on Shopee.
So these are the so-called the Lazada Mall or that Shopee Mall, so-called the branded merchants kind of thingy, right?
Yeah, these are all the branded merchants that they're always going after.
Branded stores, they use Shopee as a platform for fulfillment and payment and all the stuff like delivery.
So in a way, yes. So that's what I was observing. But okay, by the way, before we move further, I think this is really something that we have got some questions coming in.
Hey, Carl.
Carl, it's been a while, man. Carl haven't been around for a while. So Carl said it's important to balance the need of cash flow versus the need of brand building. Wow, this is deep. So what is your take on this, Ken?
For us, we have because we run super lean, right? So, and also I think we also target a very healthy ROAS. So we are okay in terms of our cash flow. So we haven't found the need to draw. There's no real overheads as well. So we focus on very heavily in terms of brand building and brand recognition. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to make more money, then cash flow is of course more important. I don't spend so much on advertising.
So can I assume that your digital marketing is more on Facebook ads?
Yes.
Or rather than Google, because some people do search for big shit, but of course it's a smaller volume. So you're more on Facebook advertisement or IG advertisement or even TikTok?
More on Facebook. We haven't actually explored TikTok.
You have to learn from Manfred, man. That guy, our TikTok guy.
So more on Facebook ads rather than IG.
Mainly Facebook and IG ads. Facebook, IG, and then comes Google.
Since you're at this topic, right? Like on Facebook and IG, which one you see more kind of like traction coming in? As in like more sales coming from which platform?
I think they're pretty even.
Pretty even.
Yeah. I think they're pretty even. Yeah.
So definitely it's married couples. Is it more male who buy or more female who buy? Sorry,
about even actually, to be very honest.
Quite even. But definitely most likely it's married couples.
Yeah, we seldom get the younger singles buying unless they want to spoil themselves. Then
yeah, quite true.
We add on one more question. So I think for your brand, it's very similar to others like those fast moving consumer goods. Also, they engage influencers. So what's your take? Do you engage them?
Tentatively, we have not. The thing I like most about it being an e-commerce store is just that you're able to see ROAS immediately. right? If an ad's not working, you get to kill it straight away.
Straight
Whereas if you
away.
pay an influencer, if you pay a mediocre influencer, you're not really sure whether it's because of their audiences are not good, maybe the post was not right. But you pay for expensive one, then you're like, oh shit, it's a lot of money spent, right? So
The upfront investment is higher lah.
correct. And you're not so certain on the results.
Can
So
give
far our
promo code
influencers
lah.
have all, yeah. I
Can
mean, so
give
far our
promo code.
influencers have all been very organic. They genuinely have bought it themselves, and then they are like settling it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can be your influencer next time.
See, already talking about like that already lah. People teach
I see.
Okay lah, okay lah, joking only lah.
That's the thing that he learned from his BCG
Oh no,
courses,
I'm
you know.
speaking on behalf of three of us. So you give us one speech, then we do the TikTok one for you.
But we have another
Kidding,
question
kidding.
coming from, we have another question coming from CY, which is, I think, which is quite solid. He's asking, since you have multiple source of sales, how do you handle your inventory control? I think that's good.
Yeah.
So I think on WooCommerce, there's like sufficient plugins so we use WooCommerce to build out.
Oh, you use Woo. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's some plugins that help us manage our inventory. So it kind
Even
of pulls all
on
in.
Marketplace?
The marketplace like Lazada and Shopee, you can get some plugins, but I think for now, just because the demand's not that much, it's not overburdening, so it's still okay. So we can still key in manually. But there are some that comes across from I understand where he's coming from. So for example, those really big guys, right? And this will be a huge problem. Like there's no way you can key in manually and then so you end up hiring one person just to key it in every day. It can be quite crazy.
At the
But by
moment,
the way,
it's
since you're
trickle
at this-
from marketplaces as opposed to a flood. Flood, then it's a matter of hiring one person to manage. Or either
Yeah,
do the plugins.
I mean, like our TY is actually giving a plug to our good friend, one of our guests. Have you heard of Zappy?
No, I have not.
Zappy is from Malaysia. What Zappy does is exactly what we were talking about, synchronizing your inventory across WordPress and marketplaces.
Does it work with WooCommerce?
Yes, 100%.
I
WooCommerce
think
and
Zappy was
Shopify.
on our guest, our show.
Zappy
before,
was our
right?
guest. Adrian.
We got Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Adrian.
Adrian,
Yeah. Adrian O. You talk about that. So Zappy is quite good. I mean, he's definitely growing. And because they are going in a very special niche, because in the market itself, right, you talk about synchronization, there are there is certain needs. Not everybody needs that. But of course, need to plan for the growth, then you can have this brand in mind. Okay, so what Chiwa is actually in a role to actually kind of like, he would say marketplace and accounting system. And link to the bank. Serious? How does it work?
Do I have the whole chat
Since
with
when
Adrian,
Chiwa has gone into representative of
If you're not a spokesperson,
You're a good
then
friend
it's-
with Adrian,
Yeah.
Like you really know the road back, Actually, I kind of like lost track.
With no
I haven't
idea.
been
Yeah.
in touch for
By
a
the way,
while.
Chiwa runs an agency on his own, so it's good for him.
Chiwa,
And Carl runs the frozen food business. He's got his own store as well.
Richard was saying Chiwa working for his referral fee.
I think so.
What?
man.
No. Can you go there and don't mention Chiwa? You mentioned Chi Marketers.
I interrupt a bit. So
Yeah.
our audience, if you're interested in Adrian's, you can refer back to episode 18. It's
What,
episode
18?
18.
See,
Yeah.
I told you, Manfred. He's
I
our
just don't want to put
library.
I don't want to put the link here because I want you to watch the show first. Then later you go and find it.
See.
I'll give you the link, then you go and watch the link already.
So
Okay.
today we have a different version of Manfred. Today we have the sales version of Manfred.
I think it's BCG at work.
This year,
This is not BCG at work. So Zappy, okay, that's one. But Carl just popped in with another quite interesting thought or so-called angle about the influencer. Like, it will give you some surprise. Carl was saying he knows leverage on influencer authority to scale. Wow, 1.5 to 2x. Oh, that's not bad.
Wow.
And then he tried for 2 months, grew by
you
30 to
also
40.
influencer.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Find those with high engagement rates and piggyback on their relationship with audience. So that's cool.
Depends on the product as well, isn't it, Carl?
Yeah, by the way,
check.
Carl is in frozen food delivery. So I think it's very similar to Ken because Carl doesn't own any like physical store, which is like direct to consumer, and everything is really purely online. So yeah, that's probably something that we can actually refer to. Thanks, Carl. Thanks for sharing. I think this is very
awesome,
useful.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And Carl is saying that depending on the influencer or the KOL. Wow. Okay.
Right. Okay.
But any like good ones to recommend? Maybe you can pop in the comment as well, Carl. You know, why not, right? So Richard was saying like good product must share. And yeah, I mean Manfred, one up for you and agree with Carl. So Richard also second that, you know, some influencers can really sell. I think that's
Yeah. I interrupt one more time. So if you want to watch Carl's episode, it's episode 31. But sell our own show also. Okay, Carl is at episode 31. But I'm not providing the link. Go and find the number down there.
That's okay. That's
Selling our own
tricky.
show. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, basically, like Carl runs his own business, and Richard actually, I mean, for the benefit of a discussion, right? Like Ken, like Richard also runs kind of like an agency that he helps clients to really scale their business using Facebook ads and all. So these people definitely would have some experience that we can kind of like refer to lah. Oh, by the way, they are giving already. Kind of check that out. Abang Brian. He's like, audience is all your married woman, runs a cooking show on his page. What? That's cool. That's cool.
Wow,
Thanks, Richard.
okay.
Thanks for that. Oh, that's cool. Abang Brian. Let me go check. But while we are checking, let's bring up the next question. Like, okay, now we talk about this, right? We talk about the what are the challenges are likely to be faced by someone, because you went a different route. You see, like based on most of the so-called my students and my coaches, right, where they came to me to kind of like seeking help to really kind of start digital, most of them will go marketplace first before going on their own website. But you took the other route. You went to you set up your website first, then only marketplace. So I think definitely we discussed about setting up what are the challenges setting up a marketplace store and all that, which we talked about that already. But when it comes to the other side of the story, which is if you're starting your own website, right? What are the challenges that you will probably kind of like advise the newcomers to avoid?
I think the most important thing, especially when you're setting up your own e-com store, I still had the problem probably until a couple of weeks ago, was the pixel, the tracking. The tracking needs to be set up perfectly. Because if not, then you get a whole bunch of rubbish data that you don't really know whether your marketing is working or not. Right? So apparently my pixel was double counting lah, and then sometimes recording sales and no sales, and then it's nonsense. So that can be a big problem, right? So and it's actually really hard sometimes to get it right. I'm not really sure whether maybe you guys are pro, maybe you don't have that kind of problem.
Oh, you should talk to TY, by the way. I mean, if you need help on that.
Oh no, I think we sorted it out already. But it is a big problem. And that's the one thing that you kind of really need to get done. You really need to get that done properly. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Getting a pixel set up correctly.
Yeah. So the pixel's a huge problem. And then also logistics. So I think, like I said, we ran out of stock for a couple of months. So that was a huge problem as well. And I think a lot of people just keep going for Shopify and WooCommerce. Like the reason why we chose, I think this is something that you guys need to decide before you guys even set up a store, would be to identify what exactly is it that you really need. So some of the plugins that they have on Shopify are fantastic, but they charge you like $50-$60 a month, and it kind of adds up to like $1,000 by the end of the day. So it adds up to be quite a lot. So kind of depends and see what you really need to do. So we went WooCommerce because we figured we could, stick and paste everything and get away with it. Yeah.
Apparently that's not the case also, isn't it? Although slightly cheaper than Shopify, I guess.
It's not perfect, right? It's not as you can see some of the Shopify, the cleanliness and how smooth the look, right, is actually a lot better than what it would normally be.
Which part you're not comfortable with? Because I'm also very kind of like specialized in WooCommerce as well. I've set up quite a number of stores using WooCommerce. And we have Chiwa here, not to forget, right? That's that guy.
This part's my partner's side. I deal with the creative marketing, so that's my problem.
Right. Okay.
Cool. I think that
so platform is important for you to decide WooCommerce or Shopify, Pixel and logistics. Logistics as in supply and also logistics as in delivery.
That's
Yeah, the
not
supply chain.
more like managing your inventory, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Platform is
Jason?
the hardest. I think platform is the hardest to decide because a lot of people who are, when we are new, right, you don't even know what you need. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very
That's-
easy because we need Shopify. Then we were like, because we couldn't figure out how to install, how to even design the store ourselves. Like Shopify was too difficult for us. Then we ended up using WooCommerce, and then we used Elementor to
Okay.
be able to set it up.
To the
Nice.
interface and all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Elementor is
interface
super
so much
easy.
easier.
It's super easy. It's
Yep.
good. It's good. Okay, cool. Right. I
Okay.
mean, Chiwa was saying that your pixel is done, right? 2 minutes, then you have your retargeting.
Okay.
Well, check that out. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have a new friend here. Mark, what's up? Mark has a question. Which do you prefer on startup brand? Facebook ads or Shopee ads? That's a good one. What do you think, Ken?
Okay, so here's my experience in dealing with Shopee ads. It's just that sometimes you know what you like. The suggest. I personally like Facebook ads a lot better because I get to choose who my audiences are. Where Shopee ads, I don't really know anything about their preferences, right? So it's kind of like a hit and miss. But it's really, really cheap. So if your product, I think if your product is really, it's very priced very competitively, Shopee ads might be fantastic for you. Because my product's so high that my range of customers are quite a lot
niche.
more narrow. Yeah, it's a lot more narrow for me. So if your product is a low price item, then Shopee ads might be fantastic for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I think on the other angle of it, right? If you are selling on Shopee, then definitely I would say Shopee ads will give you some edge. But of course, I think Ken makes a very good point here is if you are competitive in terms of pricing, then Shopee works. Shopee ads works. In fact, some of my clients, actually I have a coachee, who's still with me, loosely. He's also actually from the same industry as you. The bedding industry, kind of like the bed sheets kind of thing. But the thing is, he is a manufacturer, so he has the different control. So he was actually even building some specific brands, only selling on Shopee and all that. So that's a different way to play. But I would definitely agree with you. Where if you have the competitiveness in terms of pricing, right, then Shopee ads will work to a certain extent. And it pretty much depends on where you are selling now, because my coachee was only selling on Shopee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because also the ads, you don't forget that the ads that you can have is just basically your profile picture and it popping up on the first page. That's all your ad really is. There's nothing to say or shout. Or
Yeah. So I mean, this is a different ball game, lah. But I definitely agree with Ken that if you use Facebook ads, right, then it's because you can actually target the people or based on their interests and the behavior. It's a
And you
different
can
way.
build a storyline using Facebook ads to, like Ken mentioned, basically determine the narrative or set the narrative for the message.
Yeah, Mark pop in and say that low ticket skincare are like 10 average. Okay, skincare I can talk about. Skincare, definitely you cannot use so-called I wouldn't recommend Shopee ads for skincare.
Oh, why not?
Here's my take. The moment you go to Shopee to look for skincare, you definitely have the brand in mind. Skincare way. Will you just go to Shopee and look for cleanser, just loosely looking for cleanser? Skincare way. You get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's really something that you put on your face.
But they might though, right? Like, but then you just pay. Here's another thing. Don't follow their suggested price. Right? Like they suggest you to pay like $1 or $2 or 40 cents, right? I just start at like 5 cents and see what works.
Oh,
like slowly increase the amount, like little bit by little bit, and then when you hit a some price that you're comfortable with, then leave it there.
Yeah, because based on my a fair bit of experience working with some of my coaches, basically skincare it's not that easy. But if you're talking about bed sheet, now bed sheet is where people will go in and look for it. You get what I mean? Not cleanser or moisturizer. Usually when you look for this kind of thing, either you already have some brand in mind. I will only go in for, like, for example, like I use the Muji toner. I go in for Muji
Muji
toner.
got toner one. Well, I didn't know that.
Muji skincare is actually not too bad. Not too bad.
Oh, I see. That's the metrosexual version of Jason.
So I use Muji's toner. So I will go for Muji toner. I wouldn't go in generally look for a toner because I wouldn't trust a brand that I don't trust.
Because you've never tested before.
Because
Okay,
you put
makes
it
sense.
on my face. Scary way. I mean that's me lah. That's me.
Okay.
Try on your hand first,
But wait,
How?
what? You're
You
now
buy
at-
one and then test on
you're
your hand.
not at the department store how to try on your hands. You gotta get a guy send a sample to me first, then I try, then only I buy from you. Can that happen, my bro?
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's my take, lah. That's my take. Even though it's competitive, then I would say because you need to tell a story first. Is in a way you need to have a narrative why people should choose you. Then only they would consider, right?
Yeah.
Skincare is usually that, And if you're selling something premium like Kapas Living, definitely. Yeah. So that's my take. Nonetheless, different people have different take. Agree to disagree, right? But Richard was saying Shopee ads are keyword driven, affected by existing store rating and sales record. Yeah. So new brands a bit tough to fight. That's true in a way, but there are also some other ways that you can work around. But nonetheless, that's kind of like for you to find out. But thanks, Richard, for the tip. And yes, is asking how to find winning niche for jewelry products. I hope it's the right question here. When to go into OEM biz model concerning jewelry? It's not really, but maybe you have any advice to offer because OEM maybe is that something that you can help?
Do you go the Kapas Living way of building your own
I think
brand
how we
store?
found a niche, for our product was basically we found a product that people could not say was not great. Right. And then if you're happy with that, then you've got something there. So maybe you can start there, right? Maybe find a great jewelry product and then you start to think, I don't know, but personally I'm not very good at jewelry, but maybe if you find a really great product, then that's how you work your way through, right?
I will agree with that because like if you actually follow Ken's story from the very beginning, it was really his need, to look for all these bad shit. So when he found something that he himself is 100% satisfied, then definitely it's a winning product to sell. It's
Coming
kind of
from
like
a
niche in
consumer
it.
perspective as opposed to just a seller perspective.
So you probably have to start shopping for jewelry crazily first. I mean, not
But
just
jewelry, the profit margin quite high now.
jewelry. Yes, jewelry very high, but
Okay.
also the demand is also a bit. I'm not sure. You
It's
see,
pretty niche as well, isn't it?
okay, I can talk a bit because I have some coaches who are in jewelry as well.
Okay.
The demand is actually kind of like shaking. Why?
Right.
Who do you show it to? Now,
People who, if it's high-end premium one, you can Cartier, all these brands, you can actually.
but here's the thing: where do you wear it to? Who do you show it to? As in, like now, like this, I wear this. Can you see? I mean, you get what I mean.
Kind of much for a Zoom meeting, but okay.
Yeah. I mean,
bling bling, isn't it?
like a few industries that are really kind of like being shaken up, like fashion.
That's true.
Okay, cosmetic. You wear mask now. Come on. Who did that?
Okay, like self-care cosmetics maybe not the look nice cosmetic unless you are an influencer, you go on.
Yeah, self-care, yes, but looks nice cosmetic is definitely shaking up. Fashion, definitely 100%. A few of my clients and coaches are already kind of like, last MCO was good, but this MCO is no good.
Oh, this MCO is special.
It's crazy. It's really not good. So I mean, just a part of the sharing. Yes, hope it helps. Okay, and Richard is talking skincare intent driven on Shopee, supplements too. Yeah, I mean that is kind of like whatever I was kind of like sharing just now, right? And Carl pops in and says it's a search volume game. Marketplace game is about building traffic, SKU, and bumping orders. Shopee mid bid is 0.07. Wow, that's you sell on Shopee, man, Carl? Or you have other products? Okay, now you probably do a lot more things. But okay, thanks for the info, Carl. Thank you. Yeah, and Mark saying that you don't have CPass. Well, doesn't matter. It's not really the topic that we're discussing today. But thanks for that, Mark. So how much budget do you suggest? That's also
Mark, go and join Jason's Shopee class.
That's another class that you should join on mine, right? Go to my website and look for that class. That will help you better. But Mark, thanks.
Okay, moving on.
And Chiwa is saying your wife still wear lipstick despite having a mask.
Huh?
Seriously. Like then the mask will be like,
because my
so
take down
the mask is for the lipstick.
Take down and eat must.
You can't dine in now in our country, lah, my friend.
Sorry. Singapore can, sorry. I'm from a different country. Please excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to
Alright.
know. You know, at least you're driving the business a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So
Cow
you
cells
sell everywhere, so try everything.
Okay,
That's good.
understood.
And Mark was saying you just enrolled. Thank you. And I have another Ask Me Anything Sunday night show. You join me on
Yeah.
that. So I answer
Ask-
questions on that.
Ask away.
Yeah?
On
Ask
Jason.
away. Go over that. Thanks. And Chia is saying it's the matter of habitual animal. Okay, habitual. That's a good one. Okay,
Next
so
question. Let's
yeah,
go.
that's a cool one. So I mean, let me round out a little bit based on what Ken just shared. There's 3 challenges you probably have to make sure that you kind of like got yourself covered. So the first one is the pixel.
When
If
you're
you're selling
running
on
ads,
your own website, right? Yeah, usually this is one of the challenges. If you're not familiar with that, then you probably need to seek some help. But that is only one off work. The moment you fix it right, then everything will be pretty cool. And then the next one is the inventory, in fact, and the logistic part of it, which can
Supply
advise
chain.
that you probably supply
supply
chain.
chain.
And of course the platform, which is you gotta really know which one is more suitable for you. Else you probably would have to pay more things like, Shopify may be not that expensive at the beginning, but certain plugins will cost you a bomb. This kind of a thing. Yeah. Okay, now that's good. Then
So we discussed
basically,
about challenges. We talk about opportunities as well, right?
yeah, did we talk about opportunities?
No, we didn't.
So what are the opportunities? Maybe we can actually bring it up.
So we've done the challenges. What are the opportunities for somebody to say, okay, let's try this when you set
So
up your
like
own store?
what, setting up an e-com store?
selling on your own e-commerce website.
Yeah.
Instead of going on Shopee and Lazada. I think Ken covered that. It's really about the brand building, as in like if you're selling on your own website, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah,
It's a lot
control.
easier for you to do your narrative. You have control.
Yeah.
You can
Correct.
build a journey that is suitable instead of selling on marketplace. And actually, you lost the traffic the moment you send them over, right?
And
Unless
and
you have
say
CPaaS.
get a lot of at least brand recognition and brand recollection, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So exactly like the ads, the kind of ads that we're running now, some of them are quite cool. So people can actually remember these things, and then it's easier. Whereas if you go on Shopee and Lazada, it's only when they are searching do you ever engage them, which is sometimes a bit too late. You might want to engage them, kind of like the marketing funnel, right? So you kind of want to start seeding all these things, and when they search, then they remember you.
Right.
But
And
it's
it allows
too
you
deep
to do a
down
lot of
already,
cool stuff like cross-selling, and also it's based on the customer journey as well, like, as opposed to Shopee is purely a volume game. You make a sale, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I also want to share a bit of my one of my student story, which I really love that story. You know what was that? At a very early stage, when all the marketplace was launched, right? This lady set up a presence on all the marketplaces. Okay, so so basically you have that she has a store on Shopee, Lazada, and back then 11th Street and all that, right? But then again, because she's selling something quite premium, something like the medical supply equipments kind of thing. It's really like a premium kind of thing. Tough. You know what happened? People look for them on Shopee and Lazada, and then they trace all the way and found that, this seller has got a website. Then they end up buying from her.
Oh,
from the website.
Yeah, they actually found her on Shopee and went ahead to their website and buy. So in a way, right, what was the advantage of having a website is that you make people feel that, this guy is real, compared to those who only sell on marketplaces.
oh yeah.
That's the story. That's the story. So it's a very interesting angle to look at it. It was an accidental kind of like win. She was saying back then free she said free just set up. And she was like, seriously, she set up free and then list all the things. Eventually to a point that the momentum hit and she starts seeing a very good inflow of traffic going to her website, and the website sales picked up from that.
So having a store adds the legitimacy and also the reputation aspects of it. That means you're the real deal, as opposed to somebody who was selling something on marketplace and you don't even know where they're coming from and all those things.
More trustworthy.
Trust, it's a trust factor. That's one thing. So that could.
Yeah, but I've also know, like for example, a friend of mine, Neck Pro, he just only sells on Lazada, like just Lazada. But he's now like one of their top seller in that category. the whole bidding
Oh.
category. So like that's ridiculously good, like how he did it as well. Maybe you guys should bring him on the next time.
Yeah, maybe you can connect. We love to. Somebody who only sell on Lazada and make it big, right? I have a guy who only sell on Shopee and make it big, but the problem is this guy doesn't want to come. No, anyway. He said, I shy. Okay, shy lah. But we love this story. This is a very good angle. So please, Ken, please help us connect.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So Richard was saying, if Facebook goes down due to account disabled and due to verification, what would be your move, right?
Next
Oh,
move lah. Listen.
okay.
Figure it out, man. This is not a problem that I can
Yes.
have. Actually, we did have this problem at the start because they just blocked our ad account. I think it's just part of their what they do, lah, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Tell
but
you
this is-
ransom, ask you to pay more money first.
you just have to fix it. This is something you cannot shouldn't happen now, right?
The Facebook banning is Manfred's best friend. So that guy has a
Facebook
record.
cannot work ah. Go TikTok lah. Seriously. Even Dennis Yu no, serious. Dennis Yu actually spent so much time on Facebook. Now he shift to Twitter. No.
Why do you keep is TikTok so good?
No, in terms of organic is good. In terms of organic, and I admit it's more for younger.
But I don't have a dancing.
No, it doesn't need dance. You see, there are people who tell stories. There are people who act out a show or something like that. There's various ways, as long as it's a video. Even you read a book, it's still a video. There will still people watching. But I'm actually exploring more on the organic. But the paid one also not so bad. The paid ads manager is not as comprehensive as Facebook lah, but it's still quite decent. But the problem is I was doing the mobile apps one. You still need another software, so very troublesome to do mobile app install.
But TikTok is still at the present moment more towards entertainment and all those things. Right? I mean, Facebook has matured, Instagram to a certain extent has matured, but TikTok is people go there for entertainment, looking at wacky stuff.
You see, Instagram has made moves to change the whole thing. They want to be the next TikTok. So you can see how many people are actually flogging TikTok to get anything. It's quite addictive. No, it's definitely cheaper than Facebook. The last time I checked, I can't remember what's the numbers. But I'm saying that in this scenario, I will stand by and really make sure. Right now, in business, continuity is very important. We still have to make sure the money keeps flowing in. So I'm just saying, can explore, can try, and it's cheaper. And maybe one of these days I set up my own lessons.
But if it's coming from Manfred is definitely legit. Manfred does weird things. You go and find him on his TikTok. I don't know. So yeah, what kind of weird things then you have to go over and find out, right? So anyway, but by the way,
TikTok on our three marketers so we
weird things in a way.
Yeah.
You bring information, 3-4 faces like this go to TikTok. By the way, Ken, you will be on TikTok very soon. Manfred is probably going to edit the episode today, and he's going to send you and say that, hey, by the way, Ken, you're on TikTok, kind of thing. So
even Richard agreed with me. You see.
So TikTok e-commerce ads, your friends doing not bad, selling pots and pans. Not bad.
So
not
random.
Not bad. Pots and pans.
I know.
Serious So what kind of TikTok video that you use as an advertisement? A guy kind of like cranking kind of thing, then they say you buy this kind of thing. I don't know. But no harm trying. Definitely if you're talking about from the advertising angle, then of course, wherever the audience are, right?
But I think Richard's point is not to put all the eggs in one basket. I guess coming from that position.
Yeah, well, Richard just added some things that he said that account managers are quite slow, 600 per week. Consider high spender and get dedicated. Whoa.
Wow. That's good.
Hey, okay, well.
Okay, well. Easily can become. That's cool. Hey, thanks for that, Richard. That's cool.
That's a good advice, man.
Yeah, right, awesome. Thanks. Wow. So I think basically, it's really kind of like depending on how you want to plan now. But of course, from the other angle, then we have Andrew talking about you should also take care of your email marketing side of it, to try to increase the lifetime value. And of course, there are many other channels. I would say, in fact, maybe you should start considering other channels even before Facebook go away, right? But nonetheless, while it's working,
TikTok becomes as big as Facebook, then they don't know who you are anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, Intan added something. She has a friend selling skincare at TikTok. Wow. Okay, so that's for Mark.
Skincare on TikTok, yes.
Mark is skincare, ma. Mark, go TikTok. So yeah, so that's
Okay.
something. Thanks, Intan. Thank you for the sharing. Thanks for the information. I mean, yeah, that will bring us to the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our fourth question, which is, at the moment, Kapas is actually kind of like a direct-to-consumer brand. I think this is a very good question. Oh, by the way, today's question all came from, Andrew. Some deep thought kind of thing, right? So, and Manfred is really coming from sharp angle kind of thing, but Andrew has a bit of planning. Talk about whether you have any plan to set up physical store in the near future. So, yeah.
To complement your online, maybe like a hybrid
So I think
online and offline.
we're gonna test it out and work with a home and living brand, right? So I think in December we're gonna launch our first physical store, you can say, or at least have a booth, and then we test and see how good is the demand.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
But by the way, what are the top 3 mistakes? I think this is where we actually kind of like want to go into it. Because, okay, direct to consumer e-commerce store, which is you don't have a physical presence at the moment, and you only have the online thing, which is, purely e-commerce. So what are the top 3 mistakes to avoid for those who want to start something like this? Like probably Yes will actually need to learn this as well, because Yes wanted to start a jewelry OEM thing, or anyone who wants to start your e-com store, direct to consumer. What are the mistakes to avoid, Ken?
I think you have to. Well, for me, I do a lot because we do a lot of Facebook advertising. So our creatives kind of need to be spot on. So we spend a lot of time building up on our creatives. The worst thing you can do is actually spend a lot of money on the wrong creative, which is, again, what happens if the pixel doesn't read properly lah? Then you're spending money on don't know what.
Or you may have a good creative, but the reports coming back and giving you the wrong signal.
Or worst thing is you may think it is a fantastic creative, and then you're actually churning nothing. That's even worse. So you pump in a lot of money and then you're getting rubbish. Right. So I think that was like the number one worst mistake is like spending money on the wrong thing, which you should completely be able to avoid with proper tracking. Yeah.
The first
Does
one is
it require a
spending money
lot
on
of
the wrong.
testing in order to find out the right creatives?
Yeah. Did you go through a lot of split tests or what?
Not really. I think we just come up with a lot of different creatives and throw it against the wall and see what works. So yeah, I guess in a way it's split testing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. I mean, we've gone through that. Sometimes we thought that we have one of the best creative. We put it up, and then we, as a backup, we simply whack a simple one because we were lazy or just too tired. And in the end, the second one, which is the lazy and too tired one, actually performs.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you do Facebook creative, actually, whatever you think doesn't matter. The market decides.
It's the market
market really like this one. There's nothing you can do. You have to follow. Same for copy also. Copy you craft until so nice. You thought, oh, this is my killer. End up, cannot make it.
Then the one line one is the one that's actually working. That's true.
Yeah.
So I
think
think
you see your competitors.
Spend money at the right place. I mean, that's the first advice. You don't want to spend money on the wrong place. Okay, that's very good advice. What are the
Makes sense.
What else?
What else did we make a mistake on? A lot of it is quality control. Basically making sure when your supply comes in, you check everything. But that one is not really a mistake. You just need to be aware of problems that might occur. Like, you might get something that the supplier said was so and so, but then at the end of the day, it might be a completely different product. Which means you got to trash the whole batch of product.
What is bad?
Right? That is bad. And
that is bad.
That does happen. And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that one must avoid.
That one is painful. That one is very painful.
It's all money.
So sometimes it might make sense for you to hire a checker to check, especially if you're bringing a big load of product.
Oh, is there such thing?
Yeah, they have like a quality control people over in China or like.
Okay.
So before they ship over lah.
before they ship over, before you make the payments, the final payments, yeah, you should probably do that. Especially if it's someone you're not used to. That can be very,
Okay.
very painful.
Okay,
Extremely
that's
painful.
powerful. I think that's a very good one. That's a very good one. Yeah, and probably the other one would be the inventory lah. Like we will talk about the inventory. You know, you have to really control.
Order
Make sure
too
you
much,
don't
sell
run
too
out of
low.
stock.
Order too little, and then
Actually, yeah,
What's
the
that?
other part of the problem is you order too much and you cannot sell. You make the wrong decision. That one also painful.
Oh, that one is unacceptable lah. That one is
one
very
are-
painful.
I do have some coaches or clients actually face that problem quite, on and off, because they're probably in some industry that is really unpredictable in a way. The demand just shoot up and go down in a very radical way over months. So yeah.
they overread the cycle. At one point they think, oh, it's selling out too fast. Okay, let's go all the way. By the time they order, by the time it comes in, then the demand has actually died down already. So it's
So
either
for your
fad-
industry, there's a trend also lah. As in, say example, right now this material or this color will be more popular, then it will die off.
I
There's
think it's
something
more
another-
like more sales comes in certain periods of the year.
Oh, I see.
So it's not about the color trend and all that lah. I don't think so, right?
Not so much lah.
Yeah,
I think
because
there's one more thing that was like we were really careful about this time around, was that we made sure we had unlimited runway. So we are not forced to do anything rash or that we don't want to. Because like in a sense we always make sure we are making money. Like always make sure you're making money throughout the thing and don't like spend unnecessarily. So like even things like your warehouse, try and find the cheapest place, like all these kind of things, you keep your cost super, super low. Like for example, WooCommerce is free, right? Consider that.
Yeah, true.
That's a
You
good
only need
point.
to
That's
pay
a-
one-time customization. Yeah, I think that's a very good one because, well, I also made the same mistake one time. Talking about keeping the runway positive, unlimited. I think that's very good advice.
So
It's a very
bootstrap
good
all the
advice.
way lah.
Yeah, as long as you can.
Stay profitable all the way. Yeah, just stay profitable. So by the way, guys, I just want to quickly pop in a comment over here. If you want to connect with Ken on LinkedIn, I already put the link in the comment section. And if you want to visit Kapas Living, which is Ken's website, I also include the link. Oh wait, how come it jumbled together? But anyway, yeah, it's there. Okay, now I have one question coming from Intan. So last year there's so many Hilton set viral in Malaysia. Is that relevant? Is that something that you can handle, Ken? Is there something?
Is that them
Hilton's-
selling a lot of bed
Hilton's-
sheets?
Yeah.
I
Is that
don't
the
understand.
name of the brand or what?
Is that a brand, Intan? Because Hilton set viral. Doesn't ring a bell.
idea.
Probably they were selling like bed sheets. Oh no
Maybe.
lah. I think the market is massive, right? So if I take small percentage, I'm very happy.
That's true lah. We just sometimes.
So
Okay.
Ken, in your industry, that's seasonal also lah, I guess. Is that seasonal or is just across the board?
I think it's
quite
like
consistent.
there are certain sales periods in the year that you give to people a lot more things. So we expect probably December should be quite interesting for us.
December.
November, October, November, December. Yeah, that period. That last
Right now the Chinese 7 month nobody buy lah.
got.
Chinese 7 month. That's kind of random suddenly. But you know what? Since we're at this topic, right? I think one of the mattress brand is doing Ghost Month sales.
Is it?
Huh?
Yeah.
Serious? Ah?
Seriously, I saw the
What
ad.
do
They said
that's
it's
so
a Ghost Month. Don't go out, stay home and sleep.
That's so strange.
It's like
Yeah, man.
strange, right? So random. I was like,
creepy.
wow, super random. It's
Right.
damn
Unless
wacky.
you have a Halloween passion or something lah. Otherwise, messaging
No,
out lah.
the ad is crazy. I think I probably should
Okay, I've
go
not
and
seen
find
it.
out. That's quite interesting. But anyway, thanks for that. Now the 3 mistakes to avoid is definitely something that can be quite painful. So the first one is don't spend money on unnecessary things. The second one is what was that already?
Running
Checker.
your ads,
Your
your creative.
checker.
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 The checker.
Yeah. Your checker and then your feed lah. Your tracking of the pixel and all your
Pixel,
data.
photo pixel. Make sure it's
And-
actually working. Oh, it's difficult
Yeah.
to justify.
The other one is make sure
Start
you
looking
make
after
money
your
all the
costs.
way.
Yeah.
That's that. So let's bring us to the last question. So since you're currently serving in only in Malaysia and Singapore, right? Is there any plan to go beyond, and why? Which country would you be planning to go into, and why?
I think for us the most interesting one looks like Indonesia. 'Cause Indonesia it does look like a very attractive market. Like I think if you do a competitive research about competitors in other countries and then you compare to what's available in the States, then you get to see there's some opportunities there, right? Especially in the digital presence or their skill set. So they may not have
Indonesia.
really good digitally native competitors, right? Whereas if you go to the States, you're probably going to get massacred because that's where they live, right? So yeah, you can think about all these other countries. That at least that's why we look at when we look at opportunity.
That's
I
cool.
see.
That's cool. What about others like Philippines, Thailand? Not so.
Yeah, I think Thailand will probably be one of the ones that we're looking at just because of population and also um, the demographic, their income levels and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're selling premium product. I think that's the reason why. Okay. So let's see if there's anything coming from the comments. But if not, then probably I will just let Manfred do his job a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we are going to wrap in a bit, we let Manfred
By
talk about the
Manfred.
WOW
Gee.
website of the week. So, what is that?
Today we're covering Ori. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, the screen's up.
Okay, this is the mobile app that I'm trying right now. Sounds more confidence, and
Mobile
this
app.
is a paid ad. You have to pay for it lah. Okay,
Right.
I haven't tried the free one because I direct. So you actually speak to the mobile app. There's an AI to decipher and see whether your pace, your energy. Do you use any fillers? Is it concise? Actually, it's very related to our job right now.
Oh, what's that? Speech
Alright.
trainer. Wait.
Yeah, so you can try this one. I'm trying. I'm still doing it. So I can't really show the phone to you. Also, I found this YouTube video. Hold on, let me stop this one first.
Okay.
And share another one for the YouTube video. It's very brief, although the YouTube video.
At
So
least we
basically,
tried
is
that.
to train yourself or try to find whether you're vocally clear to the audience or not.
So let me try. I don't think you all can hear the audio, but just
You full screen? At least we see it. So it's really like, they give you lesson, so you have to speak. Wow. Progress. Okay. Personal speech coach. Wow, that's cool. Practice. Whoa.
so you see some of the results down there. Yeah.
Oh, they show you.
daily, yeah, so it's a daily exercise. You can do a lot of assignment, and they will show you all the results. Basically, a real person is a real app telling you.
So is it? Are you being coached by a real person or just the app?
Of course, coached by the AI.
Coached by the AI lah.
Yeah. So the AI will tell you you actually pause at the wrong place, so on and so forth. Then where to
that
improve.
extent.
Yeah, but it's just some standard parameters. So it's quite fun. I find it quite interesting because it always penalizes me for not enough energy. Because my voice is very monotonous, you see. I don't have a lot of pitches here and there. So that's
Right.
I learned something about myself.
Okay. That's very cool.
That's
So
all.
you're preparing for your own concert lah, which is still on episode 100, right?
No, he's preparing to really come out and want to do his own
Okay,
TikTok account kind of thing already.
Jason, don't mind the alright URL, just share inside the comments.
Wait. I'm actually
Inside the private chat.
I was not able. Yeah, I'm actually putting.
Facebook and YouTube.
This is not free, right?
This is not free.
It's a
not
paid
free.
app.
I think there's a free sign up for free, but I never tried the free one. I use paid one. Okay, the Facebook one I'll share with you. Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
That's
Manfred.
good. That's it.
So I guess that will actually pretty bring us back to the show, and we're coming to the end of this. I think it's a very interesting story that Ken just shared with us, which is it's completely possible to start a business which is direct to consumer e-commerce business on your own website, even you don't have really a lot of prior experience to that. But of course, in the episode just now, the whole session was really a lot of sharing coming from Ken, where the mistakes that you should avoid in terms of setting up your own direct to consumer e-commerce brand, And in terms of choosing the platform and all that, remember, if you need help, right, always look for Chiwai. So that's a guy who can actually help you on that. But nonetheless, it's still hopeful. I truly believe that the e-commerce market is still rising. And another angle to look at it is as more and more people kind of like build the habit of buying online through the marketplace. I think the next stage of people who are looking for higher quality product or more premium or so-called more trustworthy product, they will definitely look for those who have a website. So even if you're selling on your own e-commerce marketplace, Shopee store and all that, I still believe that it's about time that you should start looking at your own website, because in another angle, which we discuss about that all the time, the competitiveness in those marketplaces is getting crazy. If you're trying to actually make a fortune out of it, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but you will face different kind of competition. So if you have been selling well, which you have a track record, you have been selling okay on the marketplace, making money, you should start looking at your own website. Just like how we discussed just now, right? If you're only only advertising on using Facebook advertising, then you probably start looking at TikTok, some other places that could probably give you different view. So we are digital marketers. In a way, we need to actually always be very adaptive in terms of, to the change and everything, right? So So I guess hopefully this episode gives you some good insights, and we definitely have to thank Ken for spending time with us today. Thank you for your 1 hour worth of valuable insights. And really, we're so happy for your success, and we bid you better success. Please expand into wherever, make Malaysia proud, and bring this brand to everywhere you can, right?
Then we will come back and interview you again. How to hit the 10 figures.
Yeah, that would be good, right? Yeah, then they were saying that, I just expanded into, another 10 markets. And we just 10x our revenue like that.
Now
Awesome.
we are an Asian brand instead of a Malaysia brand.
Yeah.
It's possible. You're on the right track. You're doing well.
So that's definitely awesome, right? So all the best, Ken, and thank you so much for joining us. And guys, thank you so much for joining us until now. And remember, we do this every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. If you like this, share to your friends. And we do this every Wednesday night. Come back and join us on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. And thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.
kapasliving.com.
Yeah, kapasliving.com. Go check out. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night.